In a small town, surrounded by green hills and wide-open fields, there lived a young man named Daniel. From the outside, Daniel's life looked normal. He had a house, a family, and friends. But inside, Daniel was always unhappy. Every morning, instead of being thankful for a new day, he complained. "My job is boring, my food is tasteless, my house is small, my life is useless." He compared himself to others. "If only I had more money like Tom. If only I had a big house like David. If only I had luck like John. Then I would be happy." But the truth was, Daniel never felt happy, and slowly his face became sad, his voice became bitter, and people began avoiding him. At first, neighbors tried to cheer him up. They gave him advice, they invited him to gatherings, they encouraged him to be grateful. But Daniel's answer was always the same. "Your words are empty. You don't understand my pain. My life is worse than anyone else's." Day after day, week after week, year after year, his complaining grew heavier. The whole town got tired. So finally, the elders said, "Take Daniel to the wise old man who lives on the edge of town. Maybe he can help."
The next morning, Daniel walked slowly to the old man's cottage. It was a simple house made of wood and stone. When Daniel entered, he saw the old man sitting calmly, his eyes peaceful, as if he carried no burden at all. Daniel burst out, "Old man, tell me, why is my life so full of problems? Why am I never happy? Why do I always feel unlucky?" The old man listened without interrupting. He didn't argue. He didn't give advice immediately. He just smiled gently, as if he already knew the answer. Then he stood up, walked into his kitchen, and returned with a glass of water and a handful of salt. The old man put the salt into the glass of water and stirred it. "Drink it," he said softly. Daniel took a sip. The moment the salty water touched his tongue, he made a face. "Ugh, it is horrible, too salty, bitter." The old man nodded. "Now follow me." He took Daniel to the river flowing outside the town. The water was wide, clear, and fresh. The old man threw another handful of salt into the river and said, "Now drink from here." Daniel bent down, scooped water with his hands, and drank. This time, the water was cool and sweet. He looked confused. "I don't taste the salt. It is fresh and pure." The old man looked into his eyes and said slowly, "The problems in life are like this salt. The amount of salt is the same, but the difference lies in the container. If your heart is small like this glass, even a pinch of salt makes it bitter. But if your heart is big like this river, the same amount of problems will not change its sweetness." Daniel stood silently. For the first time, he realized that his unhappiness was not because of problems, but because of the smallness of his heart. He carried complaints like a glass of salty water. But if he could grow his heart big by gratitude, kindness, and patience, life would taste fresh again, like the river water. Tears filled his eyes. He bowed before the old man and said, "From today, I will not complain. I will try to grow my heart big like the river." And he did. Daniel began noticing small blessings: the morning breeze, his mother's smile, the food on his plate, the laughter of children. Slowly, his heart grew lighter. His face became brighter. People began to enjoy his company again.